This video, I'm going to share with you 3 manifestation warnings it's time you know about. These are things that you don't even think of. But I'll say one thing, be careful what you wish for. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 manifestation warnings that you can become aware of. These are things that I've actually found out from experience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share those with you and then show you how you can avoid them so that you don't experience the negative side effect of it. So the way it works is we intend for things to happen, either consciously or unconsciously. And sometimes what happens is those things may come into fruition in ways we didn't even really imagine. And unless we're aware of what we're intending for, then we'll remain in the autopilot mind or we'll remain in the dark about what actually may happen. So what I first off want to do is I kind of wanted to share a little story with you. Something that's happened in my life that was something that I realized was a side effect of having a certain intention, something I thought was kind of cool. So this might be, now I'm going to share it with you. So this is what happened. So I am at a point to where I'm getting ready to travel. I'll be doing live events here pretty soon. And I knew that one thing that I needed is I needed to have some type of assistant. So like an assistant that could help me, because I do a lot of stuff. I know sometimes people are like, oh, you're just a YouTuber, you just make YouTube videos. I do YouTube videos, there's a lot of different things that go into like what I do to have a YouTube channel, do daily videos and travel and do seminars and have, you know, there's a lot that goes into it. So what happened is I decided that I wanted an assistant. So what I did is I put out in something that I have that's called Full-Time Purpose, where my buddy Victor and I teach people how to go full-time doing what they love on YouTube. And what happened was I put it out there that I wanted, you know, an assistant, and then in exchange, you know, this is how much I'd be willing to pay, and this is what I'd be willing to do to help them, you know, grow their brand or whatever. And what happened is I found somebody as an assistant, someone that's really cool. And they actually ended up moving from New York to here, to Vegas. And I've been working with them for about a month now, and things are going great. However, I remember one of the things I said, one of the weird things that I realized I needed an assistant was when I was using a lot of my time was going towards things that didn't necessarily help my business, things that I didn't necessarily enjoy doing. So one of those, for example, is taking my car out to get maintenance. One day I took my car to get maintenance and they said that my car would be done in like an hour. It ended up being like 4 hours. And the whole time I was there, I'm like, why am I waiting at a car dealership for like 3 to 4 hours? I didn't even think about it too. I could have just gotten Uber and like taken it back to my house and done things for it. But they said it was an hour, so that's why I was kind of like waiting around. But I remember thinking to myself, when I have an assistant, if I ever need to have my car fixed, or maintenance or serviced or something, I won't have to do that. I will have my assistant do it, and I will be able to, like, you know, make videos or do whatever I feel like doing, you know? And for a while, let me show you what ended up happening. But this is what happened though. For a while, I would tell Lior, we would be talking and I'd say, you know, it'll be nice because I have an assistant. Someone will be able to like maintenance my car, do stuff that I don't want to do. And it was kind of a joke because it was like, I was always stuck on this whole having somebody like maintenance my car or something like that. Like go do something with it so I don't have to do anything with it. And it was just like one of those weird things that I would always, yeah, like if I need this done or if I need this done, I can, you know, I have someone that will do it, so I'm saving time, you know? And I said that for the longest time, the whole car thing, for like the month before I actually found an assistant and before he actually moved here. Let me show you what happened shortly after I set this intention and then he moves here, and let me show you something. So, I'm gonna open up the garage right now. Just enough to where you could see, this is my garage, I'll show you. So this is my garage right here, very simple. But this right here happened. I don't know if you could see it, but there is a crack, a hairline crack, that goes all the way up here to here on my car. And that doesn't happen, never really happened before. And like I think my windshield broke years and years and years ago, but it's been a long time. But this happened out of nowhere. I went to the gym one day. I came back and it was cracked. And I don't know how. I could have asked for them to see the cameras to see exactly how it cracked, but I didn't do that. But this is what I realized. I'd been saying for the longest time, it'll be really cool to have an assistant because I need something done like my car maintenance. Then I will have somebody that can do that for me so that I save my time. Well, guess what? I'm getting ready to go to California today, and my assistant, his name's Austin, he's really cool. He's going to take the car right after I have him drop me off at the airport. He's gonna take the car to get the windshield fixed, which isn't cheap to fix. However, what I realized is I literally got what I asked for. I asked so that when something happened, I would be able to have an assistant that would fix it. However, I may have actually manifested the crack in the window itself because I thought it would be cool that once I have an assistant for them to be able to take it down to the dealership to get it fixed. So, you see, these are things that we don't necessarily think about when we talk about manifestation. We don't really understand the side effects of certain things, but me was thinking, oh, that'd be so cool, you know, if I ever need something like that to happen. And how often do I need to get my car maintenance anyways? But it was just one of those weird things that I was waiting one day and I was like, oh, once I have an assistant, that's going to be something that gets done. You see, so be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it, and you might actually end up manifesting something like that to where now you do have to get something fixed, and you are having them, you know, somebody or it could be many different versions of this. You see what I mean? But this is just an example. So be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it, and be careful of just what you're putting out there. I said that for a long time. So I was using my words to say that, to tell Lior about it, or people ask me why I'm getting an assistant. The reason I'm getting an assistant because I need something done. If I need my car maintenance or something, I can have someone to do it, and they can save me time from doing things that don't necessarily move the needle with my business. So that's one example of something I wanted to share with you, because I kind of find it relevant. It's something a lot of people don't think about. Now, manifestation warnings as well. This is something I see a lot. Now I'm going to show this to you, and here we go. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around real quick. A lot of times people come to me and they say they want to attract a relationship in their life. Oh, that's a weird leg. Maybe they're running. Maybe they're running. That's like something they're running on. It's like stairs. They're going upstairs, okay? This is some person that wants to attract someone in their life. Okay, I want relationship. Okay, I want a relationship. But this person may not have their stuff together. By that I mean they may not feel happy about themselves. They may have a job don't like. They don't like their job. They may be and have like things they haven't healed, not healed. They may have a low sense of self-esteem. So someone like this may say, I want a relationship. And what will happen is they may actually get a relationship. But if they haven't done the inner work, guess what will happen? The kind of person they will attract will be in a similar spot. So this person may feel a lot of resistance. And this person that feels a lot of resistance will also attract someone else that also goes upstairs. And that also may have a job don't like. So they're kind of resistant towards, going for their passion or something, then may not be healed. You see, we get in life a reflection of what we believe we deserve, and we get in life a reflection of who we are. Who we are. So you may actually get what you ask for, but if you haven't done the inner work within yourself and you don't feel love and whole and complete, then you will attract someone else that's very similar. Let me tell you something. Before I went through and I really went deep within myself to heal myself. And for example, I was also working a 9-to-5 job. Let me turn this around. I was working here we go. I was working a 9-to-5 job I didn't care about. I wasn't happy with where I was in life. And I noticed that I would always attract women that also were working jobs they didn't like. And that were always trying to find themselves. This is when I was trying to find myself. I'd always find women that were also trying to find themselves, weren't necessarily passionate about what they were doing. They would feel a lot of resistance, so I always found someone that was equal to. And sometimes that doesn't have to be bad because you can grow with this person. I'm not saying that if you don't currently have everything, you don't have to be perfect in order to attract a relationship. But you will always attract someone that is equal to that which you are. And the thing is the goal should be to actually become the kind of person that is doing what you love, because when you're in your core frequency, you will find somebody that's compatible with that version of you. Versus finding someone that's compatible with the version of you that's feeling resistance, that's not doing what you love. It's not going to be a true representation or a true reflection. So this is another warning, manifestation warning that you don't really hear about, but attracting a relationship might not be the best thing if you haven't healed within yourself, or if you haven't come at complete in your passion. Because when you're in your passion, you're doing what you love, you're at your core, and you'll find someone else who's at their core, but also someone that's compatible with you at your core versus someone compatible with you at a job, that's compatible with the version of you that's doing what you don't like to be doing, feeling resistance. So you see, the key to this process is understanding we get a reflection in life of that which we are. And the key is getting to the core of what that is. And knowing that you might get what you ask for, but you might also waste some time doing it because it's not really the person you're meant to be with if you're not really doing what you love. So like I said, it's kind of a gray area because sometimes you can meet someone and then you can learn more about yourself and they go through awakening or learn more about themselves, and then you guys are both doing your passion. It can happen as well. But in general, most people that come to me say, Aaron, I want to attract a relationship, may not actually love themselves enough to where they'll find somebody else that can love them the way that they love themselves, or also understanding that they may not be doing what they're passionate about at all. So they're not even fully themselves to find the other, somebody that would resonate with them. So if you make that the goal first, then a lot of times you'll find that things manifest for you anyways. Now here's something else that's a little bit insidious that you may not be aware of. You say you may want, say for example, you say that you want to become very successful. You're like, I want to make a lot of money. I want a lot of success. First off, you're going for symbols. You don't want to go for symbols. You want to go straight to the emotion. You want to really be passionate about what you do. That's just kind of a side note though. So when you say, I want to make X amount of money. Maybe you say, I want to make, $150,000, $200,000 a year. And maybe right now you're making $50,000 a year. You say, you know what, I want to get healthier. So I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to start eating healthy. One thing you don't think about is the judgment that may come from your friends and family when you start to make this change. You may know this because a lot of people that watch me have gone through spiritual awakenings. And you know that when you have this huge jump in spiritual awakening, some people will look at you and go, what the hell are you doing? What's going on in your life, bro? Or broette. They'll be like, what's going on here? You're talking about ascension? You're talking about spiritual awakening? Just come to the bar. Just go to the club. What are you doing with all that stuff? Just chill. And you'll look like a weirdo. However, that's just an example, but one example of this is actually becoming successful. I've realized this in my own life. Some people are genuinely happy for the success that I have. They're genuinely happy for me doing what I love, me traveling the world, and me speaking and doing all this stuff. Some people are genuinely happy. Some people, though, that you would assume would be, are not. Because they may not be doing, everything's a reflection. So if they are doing what they love for a living, maybe they went to school and they have to do some corporate job that they hate, and then they look at me and I'm just kind of running around with the camera, and I'm like, guys, look at me. I'm 3 manifestation warnings. I mean, you don't want to let these happen. Oh my God. He puts out a YouTube video, and that's what he does for a living. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it as far as like what I do behind the scenes and stuff, what things I have to do. But none, I already said that. But I'm just saying in general. But what they look at that and they may judgment. You may actually get judgment from friends and family, and you're not even aware of it. because it reflects something back else to them. For example, if you are overweight and you start getting in shape, you might get some flack from people. What I mean by that is people might be like, why are you trying to lose all this weight? Or, are you not good enough already? I love you the way you are. These things may then make you feel self-conscious or guilty. You may have friends that look at you and you're like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym. I know I normally go to the bar with you today, but I'm going to go to the gym and work out. What they may do, though, is they may look at you and be like, why do you want to go work out? What, you think you're all better than us all of a sudden? You better than us now? You're going to go work out and get your calories burned, or you're going to go eat some healthy food? You see, then you may actually feel the judgment from it. But this is why it's important for you to be firm with what you want and who you are and the version of you that you prefer to be. But something you may not be aware of is that sometimes when it comes to this process, there may be judgment you didn't account for. You don't account for it. I assumed, oh, the more successful I come, the more people that are just going to be so happy for me. And some people are, but there's a lot of people that think they don't get it, or they think, honestly, there's just some people that might be jealous. They might be jealous of the freedom you live. You can be yourself. Maybe they can't be themselves. Who knows? But what I'm saying is, what are you going to do if that happens? And I'm not saying that you have to completely figure it out, but what you do is you just know that you're going to figure it out. You're going to hold your frame, and your manifestation and frame is more important than the way somebody else views you. But there may be a certain level of judgment when you start to change yourself, whether it's lose weight, whether it's start to make more money, because then you may also feel a little bit, sometimes I feel self-conscious if I go out to a restaurant and I eat whatever I want. I used to think, oh, can I afford this? Can I afford this back in the day? But now if I want something, I get it. And I'll normally get it for whoever else I'm with too. You know what I mean? But there's a certain, I don't sometimes think about when other people, I'm like, oh, just go do this. Yesterday I was at the gym and I was in the sauna, and I was telling someone, I was like, you gotta go to this place in LA. It's a really good Russian banya. It's hot, because I always see this guy in the sauna. And I'm like, just go, just trust me. And he's like, I could tell he had something he wanted to say, but he wasn't saying. I was like, what? And he was like, well, I checked online and it's like, it's like $30 to go for a day. And I was like, oh, I just didn't think. I was like, okay, maybe $30 for a day pass to a Russian banya is a lot to some people, and it could for sure be. I'm not saying it's not, but you don't think of the judgment or the how you may come off to other people as well. So I don't know. That's just kind of a side note there. But in general, just be aware. There's when it comes to manifestation, there's things you don't expect, things that you'll relate to other people in a new way that you don't expect for. So if you want to become abundant in all ways possible, know that the first key to this is holding your frame, but also being careful with what you wish for. Be aware of what you're saying, because what you say just might come to fruition. Be aware if you're saying, oh, I'm going to be able to do this or do this. Be aware, because it may subconsciously or on a side note be manifesting you things that you don't necessarily prefer to experience. So these are the 3 manifestation signs. Now, something I'm going to leave below is a meditation for tapping into what is called the Vortex. This is based on the Abraham Hicks Vortex idea, and it's one of the more powerful meditations I've done. And some people say it's the most powerful. If you read some of the comments, it was originally put up and then it was taken down because they thought that it was an actual Abraham Hicks meditation. It's not. It's me and my voice. So when they took it down, it killed the views on it. So a lot of people don't know about it because it doesn't really get promoted as much anymore because of that situation. I'm thinking about re-uploading it. Let me know. I might do that. But below what you'll see is you will see the Abraham Hicks Vortex meditation that I did that will help you to increase the vibration so that your manifestations, you're in the vortex when you're thinking about these things, and just be mindful of it. But do this meditation for 21 days. I think it'll change your life. I think it's very powerful. Read some of the comments to see. The video is back up. It's just that it doesn't have the momentum that it would have had if it would have just stayed up the whole entire time. So listen to the Getting to the Vortex meditation for 21 days. I think it'll change your life. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of this kind of style video where I kind of walk around and share things. I know it's a new kind of way of going about things. But if you like it, I'll keep on doing more. With that being said, see you in the next vid. Peace, much love, and namaste.